What if the sun disappeared for just an hour, a day, a month, or even a whole year? How would our planet react and what would happen to us? Trust me, the answers are more shocking than you think. So stick around because this is going to blow your mind. Imagine this: a massive spaceship the size of the moon enters our solar system. People on Earth have no clue about what's coming. This ship belongs to an advanced alien civilization from a distant star system, and they're here for one thing: our sun. They've brought with them a machine known as a Dyson sphere, capable of capturing the sun and transporting it to their solar system. The sun isn't just any star. It's the anchor that holds all the planets in our solar system in place with its gravity. But as soon as the aliens remove the sun from its position, chaos begins. Every planet, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and the gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn, starts drifting out of their orbits, flung into the vastness of space, moving aimlessly. And Earth, which was once held in a perfect orbit by the sun, begins to float uncontrollably in the dark void of space. At first, no one on Earth realizes the sun is gone. Everything looks normal because the sun's light takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us. So, for those precious minutes, the sun appears intact in the sky. But suddenly, after 8 minutes, everything changes. Without any warning, the entire planet is plunged into darkness. Day turns into night in an instant. Stars that were once hidden by the brightness of the sun now glow brilliantly in the sky, clear as day. The moon and other planets, which reflect the sun's light, vanish from sight since they no longer have any light to reflect. Plants are the first to feel the effects of this catastrophe. Without sunlight, the process of photosynthesis stops. Photosynthesis is how plants produce oxygen, and now they're unable to continue. Within an hour, they begin to weaken, struggling without the life-giving energy of the sun. As the Earth cools and begins to darken, the temperature starts to drop, but for the first hour, things don't feel too different. The Earth's core is still providing some heat, and the atmosphere retains some of the warmth from the sun. However, after a full 24 hours, the temperature begins to noticeably fall. The surface temperature drops to around 8 degrees Celsius, and people start to panic. The world is gripped by fear and confusion. Governments and scientists are scrambling to figure out what happened. They can't do much because this is beyond human control. As time goes on, the Earth's heat continues to bleed away into space. Plants and animals that rely on the sun are beginning to show signs of stress. Cold-blooded creatures, which depend on external heat, are becoming sluggish. Meanwhile, sea creatures, which live in the depths of the ocean, seem largely unaffected at first. The ocean still holds on to some of its heat, and life continues underwater for now. After a week without the sun, things get much worse. The temperature plunges further. Most of the planet is now experiencing temperatures around -20 degrees Celsius. At this point, the oceans, rivers, and lakes have begun to freeze over. The surface is a sheet of ice, and fresh water has become scarce. People who live near coastlines find themselves without access to drinkable water as the oceans become solid blocks of ice. Cities are growing cold and dark. Most of the world's power grids shut down. Solar-powered satellites, which rely on sunlight to generate energy, have stopped working. The last of the emergency batteries that powered telecommunications networks have run out, leaving much of the world without electricity. Phones, the internet, and television all go silent. Governments try to take action, building underground bunkers to shelter people from the intense cold. Only a few wealthy individuals manage to create private, well-insulated shelters. The rest of the population, the average citizens, are forced to crowd into these government shelters, huddling together for warmth, trying to survive. As the planet becomes darker and colder, most plants have now died. Without sunlight, photosynthesis stopped days ago, and without oxygen-producing plants, The air begins to feel stale and dangerous to breathe. Some animals, particularly herbivores that rely on plants for food, begin to die off as well. This, in turn, affects the predators that depend on these animals for sustenance. The food chain is collapsing. Interestingly, some parts of the planet still retain life. Deep in the oceans, where geothermal heat from the Earth's core keeps the water warm, small ecosystems continue to thrive. Volcanic vents on the ocean floor produce enough heat to sustain life in these isolated pockets. But even this won't last forever. Fast forward a month, and Earth is barely recognizable. The surface temperature has dropped to -40 degrees Celsius. Almost every body of water is frozen solid. Oceans, once teeming with life, are now vast ice fields. Plants and animals on the surface have almost entirely disappeared, and any humans left alive are in survival mode, desperately searching for ways to stay warm and find food. Meanwhile, Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, and the rest of the planets have drifted millions of kilometers away from where they once were. Without the sun to guide them, they are lost in the cold expanse of space, just like Earth. After 1 year without the sun, Earth has transformed into a frozen wasteland. Temperatures have dropped to a staggering -160 degrees Celsius. All surface life has been eradicated. Cities are encased in thick layers of ice. Buildings stand as frozen relics, towering over barren landscapes, with thick ice sheets stretching across continents. The only remaining warmth comes from deep underground, where the Earth's core still provides some geothermal heat. Small pockets of life may still exist in these areas, but the world above ground is cold, desolate, and lifeless, covered in thick sheets of ice, orbiting aimlessly in the cosmos. It's a tragic end to the once vibrant blue planet. But that's not all. Without the sun, Earth's oxygen levels have also plummeted. The absence of plants and trees, which once purified the air, means that breathing would become almost impossible for any survivors. And while Earth is suffering, the rest of the solar system isn't faring much better. The planets are drifting farther and farther away from their original orbits. Some might even be captured by nearby stars, or worse, get sucked into a black hole. Now, after 1,000 years, Earth is a completely different world. Frozen, lifeless, and dark, it drifts through space, far from where it once was. The human race is long gone, unable to adapt to the extreme cold and lack of oxygen. The planet has become a giant ice ball, a reminder of what happens when the sun disappears. But before you get too depressed, don't worry. This is all just a hypothesis, a thought experiment. In reality, the sun isn't going anywhere. It's securely bound to Earth, and we are safely orbiting around it. However, this scenario does show just how vital the sun is for life on Earth. Without the sun, there would be no life. It's no wonder that ancient civilizations worship the sun as a god, understanding its importance for survival. Let me clear up one cool scientific fact mentioned earlier. After the sun disappears, we would still see it for 8 minutes and 20 seconds due to the time it takes light to travel to Earth. This is because light doesn't move instantly. It takes time to travel from point A to point B. It's the same reason why, if you were to wave to a friend on Mars, you wouldn't see their wave until 3 minutes later, because that's how long it takes light, or any signal, to reach us from Mars. In fact, when we look up at the stars at night, many of those stars don't even exist anymore. They burned out millions or billions of years ago, but their light is only now reaching us. So when you gaze at the night sky, you're not really seeing the present. You're looking into the past. So what do you think about this crazy hypothetical scenario? Feel free to leave a comment below, and don't forget to like and share this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our future content.